Hello and welcome to the Kayfabe Is Dead Podcast. I'm Christian.
And I'm Aries Saint.
And today we will be covering the Raw and Smackdown that just happened. How'd you feel about it, EJ? How'd you feel about the whole wrestling week? You're coming off the Raw Rumble. Controversial almost. Not people liked it, people don't. Very polarizing.
No, I still like the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble pay-per-view, not the Royal Rumble. I enjoyed Raw for, I guess, what it was. It was, it wasn't that much to talk about.
Yeah, it wasn't that much to talk about, but it went by pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, when it's 3 hours, you gotta take that into account for something, right?
Yeah.
Because that really be killing it a lot of times for me. It's just, it drags so much. So, the fact that this one went by a little faster, and you did have some storyline progression, which I'm always going to be a fan of that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But let's start it off how Raw started. We had the Owens and Jericho promo. They came out, and they basically just, celebrated, or were about to celebrate. And then
Braun Strowman comes out.
Yep, Braun Strowman comes out, and we find out why he interrupted the Reigns match.
Yeah.
And it was because that, going back to a month ago, Owens said once he wins and beats Reigns that Strowman is next in line. How you feel about the story progression for that one?
Say it again?
How you feel about the storyline progression for that one?
It's not going to go anywhere. Like, I don't see Braun Strowman ever facing Kevin Owens again.
Yeah.
I do like that they actually had the match on Raw instead of pulling it out to a pay-per-view. I mean, if it was pulled out to a pay-per-view, I think it would have been very bland. It wouldn't. I don't think it would really mean anything.
Definitely not. Shouldn't be on the way for Road to WrestleMania. You know what I mean? They should be focusing more on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
If it was to be on a pay-per-view, but thankfully it wasn't. And I mean, we'll talk about the match. We're gonna go in order as the show went on.
Yeah.
But Strowman came out and gave his reasoning, and basically the whole show, Owens was trying to find a way to get out the match. He went to Stephanie McMahon, asked her, "Hey, I didn't like that Mick Foley made this match. This, and that. Tried to get me out of it." Stephanie tried, didn't work.
Yeah.
And basically Owens had to fight his own battle. So we'll see how that turns out. The next we had Jericho vs. Zayn made in the opening promo as well. And no title on the line, but Zayn won with the haluva kick.
Yeah, that was very interesting because I did not expect Zayn to win. I mean, it makes good for something for Jericho and Zayn to do in WrestleMania.
You think it'll be dragged out to WrestleMania?
I think it could. They're both excellent wrestlers, and I think it's it gives them both something to do. That can be the wrestling
show.
No, the wrestling match at WrestleMania. Like, we got these matches like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, which is just heavy.
Match.
Yeah, it's just a star match, and they're heavy hitting. So I think Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho.
Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho.
Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho. I think that would actually be a wrestling match, just like AJ Styles and Chris Jericho was at WrestleMania 32. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Chris Jericho in the ring. I'm like one of the only people that I'm not the biggest fan of him.
Chris Jericho. I've always liked him since I was a kid, and I think he's a great wrestler.
I think younger Chris Jericho is better, and it's mostly because I think it might just be the high-flying aspect now that he kind of got his legs chopped off and can't really do as much flippy shit, they say, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of his wrestling. I love his character.
Yeah.
I love how he adapted to each era, but I'm just not the biggest fan of his wrestling alone. But Sami Zayn is great. Man, I hope he can get that title. Give Sami Zayn something. Because he came off that big win in Roadblock or Battleground. When he faced Owens. I always confuse the two. When he faced Owens and you thought he was heading to the moon.
Yeah.
And then like the next 2 months it was like he was really on TV. So hopefully they bring him somewhere. And I heard Zayn got heat backstage. Hopefully not. I mean, he did good in the Rumble. He did good today. If this does become a program, he'll be in a good program against one of them, 4 guys in the main event scene with Chris Jericho. So.
And that could do so much for Sami Zayn, because you got somebody like Jericho who is actually doing a lot for Kevin Owens right now. Having them paired up, it's very entertaining to watch. And I think with Sami Zayn added into it, you have a good, enemy to face. Sami Zayn. Mm-hmm. So I think it will be very entertaining wrestling-wise and, story-wise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, we had a Cesaro Sheamus backstage segment with Bayley. They were kind of arguing, saying, "Why'd you eliminate me from the Royal Rumble? Or why'd you attack me? This, and that." And then Bayley interrupt, doing her whole spiel. I want to hug you.
Yeah.
I don't put him in a group hug.
Yeah, but I don't think anything's gonna happen from the Cesaro and Sheamus thing. I think they're gonna still stay together. That happens with a lot of tag teams, and I don't see it happening.
I hope they don't.
Now I think they're gonna stay tag team, and hopefully, somewhere down the line they'll split up because I would like to see Cesaro as a solo competitor.
Solo act, yeah.
But he needs a better storyline, and right now this is the best thing going for him. So let's see where this brings him.
Yeah. And in this backstage segment, you had Gallows and Anderson interrupt him. Do you remember what Gallows said?
Gallows keeps calling everybody nerds.
How did you say it, though, bro?
He goes, nerds! That's the most annoying thing. That's the most annoying thing right now. And that needs to stop. They're very great. Carl Anderson and Lou Gallows are very good competitors. That's what they should stick to. Not have a little, bully storyline. That's not what I want to see.
They could be bullies. They just make them badass bullies.
Yeah.
Don't make them a comedy act. Wow, WWE loves to turn everybody into a comedy act. Mm-hmm. Think about it. All their heels are comedy acts.
Yeah.
You got Styles, comedy act. Most of the time, at least. You got Gallows and Anderson, comedy act. Miz, most of the time, he's a comedy act. Mm-hmm. Only one that really isn't a comedy act off the top of my head is Charlotte and Neville. And Neville's a fresh one.
Yeah.
And, yeah, all their heels, Kevin Owens, comedy act. Jericho, comedy act.
Dean Ambrose, comedy act.
Who?
Dean Ambrose.
He's not a heel.
Oh, but he's
even their faces are comedy acts. Enzo Amore, New Day, Dean Ambrose, Cena at times is a comedy act with those stupid jokes. They try to make Roman Reigns a comedy act with the tater tots and stupid ass promos he be cutting. Suckering success. No, we do not mention that. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that segment just because I'm tired of these comedy acts in WWE.
Yeah.
Like, we're in the era of wrestling and more realistic storylines. The best storylines they had in the past years, the CM Punk Cena, the Owens Zayn, the Sasha Banks and Charlotte, Sasha Banks and Bayley. What underlines all those feuds are realism.
Yes.
Bayley, trying to be the underdog. Zayn, the friend and enemy shit. Punk and Cena, the babyface against the guy who is tired of the way the system is run. The Danny Bryan storyline, all these aren't comedy storylines. Mm-hmm. What's the comedy storyline that you remember?
Yeah.
Exactly, because they're not memorable. We have to get... This new era should bring these realistic storylines, and we got to throw out the comedy gimmicks, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. It doesn't really do anybody justice. But, the next match was Tony Nese versus Mustafa Ali, and Tony Nese wins with the bottom corner knee move. It didn't get too much time. I did enjoy the match for what it was. It's just another habit of Cruiserweight really getting nothing to show. Mm-hmm. Mustafa Ali was weird because they were pushing him a week ago.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna make him a big star, and then
he loses to Tony Nese.
I think it was more because they're trying to build the T.J. Perkins and Tony Nese a feud right now. So Tony Nese needs a win. I mean, I don't understand why they would do it against Mustafa Ali. They could have done it against even though this guy Daivari is a heel. He's a heel. I think that somebody like him could have taken the loss.
We do have faces fight faces in 205 Live. That's the whole.
Yeah. So I think that it was weird because Mustafa Ali was supposed to, I guess, get a little push, and he lost in quick
5
fashion.
minutes.
Yeah. So I didn't like that move there, but the match in its entirety was pretty solid.
It was solid.
Yeah.
At best. And then after the match itself, did you get to catch the Austin Aries and Tony Nese? Austin interviewed him. One, you have a heel interviewing a heel, so it was kind of weird to itself. But Aries was basically asking, hey, what do you think about the people that say you have no charisma and you're just a good-looking body and you don't do any, like... Yeah, he was just basically criticizing him.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the criticism? Tony Nese wasn't saying anything. And then Austin Aries made a sly remark. I forgot what it was. And it was just him cutting on him. And then Tony Nese was like, when you're this good, you don't need criticism. Or he doesn't accept criticism because he's that good. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how I felt about that. It was like... It was kind of... What did that really do? If you're telling somebody, how do you feel about having no charisma? And the guy says, like, I don't accept any criticism.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we'll see more of what's gonna happen.
I would like to think that had a reasoning to it,
yeah.
And especially Austin Aries doing it and not Byron Saxton, because Byron Saxton doesn't do 205 Live, but he still does the little after matches interviews,
and it gives Austin Aries more to do. I mean, I don't know when he's coming back.
Do you think he's gonna come straight to the main roster?
I think he will go to 205 Live. I would like to see him back in NXT just so he can. Work on his craft over there. I do not want him to see him only a Cruiserweight Division guy. It would be nice. It would add to the Cruiserweight Division. But I think Austin Aries is more of a United States Championship guy.
That's the thing. He's definitely not going to be into the main event scene. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be mid-card, maybe upper mid-card scene, going for the U.S. and IC belt. But I wouldn't mind him going to the Cruiserweight Division because... Cruiserweights need some stars to solidify themselves around. A Neville versus Aries match would be pretty damn great to me, you know what I mean? And if they do have some stars and they give us some credibility, I know Raw and Vince McMahon is trying to give up on the Cruiserweights already, but it's kind of their own fault why it's failing. It is their own fault why it's failing.
Yeah.
Not giving them enough time, not showcasing them as best they could. I think changing the ropes is doing too much for them.
Exactly.
I don't mind the belt being purple, but to change the ropes every time.
Yeah, they said that the Cruiserweight Division was supposed to be exclusively to Raw. I mean, if it's part of Raw, make it look like it's part of Raw. Not just, change their ropes, change the mats. We don't care about that.
The 205 Live said I have no problem with being purple. But you're saying it's part of Raw, so let them showcase what they got on part of Raw. And stop putting them in the last hour. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. Because last hour, nobody's making it through.
Yeah. And what was good about the Tony Nese and Mustafa Ali match was that it was... it was like maybe in the first hour. Yeah. It was like it was the second match.
It was refreshing.
Yeah, it was the second match of the show. So I think it was really good to have it there. Mm-hmm. And it gives it shows the energized crowd
a showcase.
A showcase, even though the match was very short.
That's what I'm saying.
It should have been extended, and it should have been somebody like a Neville, like a Rich Swann, like a TJ Perkins, even though I'm kind of tired of TJ Perkins.
I don't like him.
Yeah. But those are the matches you need to have on Raw, and that's the time you need to have it on Raw. Do not put it at the last moment where everybody's going to the back to freaking get,
concession stand and going to the bathroom and yeah. I agree with you entirely, and I'm glad they put this segment in the beginning of the show, but again, if you would have had the Neville and Swan segment in the beginning of the show, because that segment was good and it got no reaction because it was in the last act.
Yeah.
And honestly, the last act, if you don't have your star performers, it's not going to draw any interest. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. If you don't have, it's even hard for them to draw interest at times.
Yeah.
Save your last act for the Goldberg coming back and your Brock promo by Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns fighting Owens for the 18th time of the year. Like, you know what I mean?
And you said that the 205 match with Neville and Cedric Alexander was a really good match.
Great match.
That's the match that should have been on Raw. That would have introduced the people to the Cruiserweight Division.
Exactly.
I don't know why they didn't show that. That's for another story, but go on.
And then we had Rollins come out in the show and basically call out Triple H, do what he always does, saying if he doesn't come out, he's not who we thought he was, and he isn't what everybody thinks he is. Mm-hmm. And basically, just getting his revenge. Same thing. Said he was out of the Royal Rumble. He wasn't allowed to be in the building, but now he can come out. Called out Triple H. Got his wife Stephanie.
He threatened the kids.
Threatened the kids, right? Threatened to come into NXT. Threatened to come in his house. Threatened to go into the what he said in New York, the main office building, the headquarters,
the executive meetings.
And come in there and see how the suit and ties were like it, and Vince McMahon and everybody. And at first, Stephanie said that Triple H wasn't there and he's not going to be there. And then she took back her comment and was like, "No, he is coming."
Yeah.
He came out at the end, and let's save that for last.
But that was a really good segment. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good promo from Rollins. Really liking the intensity. Stephanie McMahon. She was Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
Can't really expect anything more at this point.
Yeah, but no, it was a really good segment. I enjoyed it.
Yep, and then the next match you had was the Bayley, Cesaro, Sheamus match coming into fruition. It was Bayley, Cesaro, Sheamus versus the tag team champs, Carl Anderson and Gallows, and Charlotte. And this match didn't get too much time either. I thought it was pretty impressive. It was a good match for the most part. Not better than the ones they had. But the surprising thing to me is that Bayley got the pin on Charlotte with the belly to Bayley. So I don't know how I feel about that. I feel personally, if you're going to have Bayley, I figure they're going with the whole underdog tops the big dog status, you know what I mean? I don't know why would you have Bayley pin her for the third time.
No,
clean.
Because I think it's more because Bayley is going to be number one contender for the belt.
I don't think she should pin her clean though. In that case.
Yeah. Because it was a really clean.
Yeah,
it was just one. It was just one, and I don't think they had any.
That was the only move.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Charlotte took the whole match.
Yeah.
So it was literally like she ran in, got a belly to belly, and was done. Mm-hmm. Like for the most part, Charlotte didn't take any damage at all.
Exactly.
So, it was almost like Charlotte got squashed.
Yeah, and it was a weak move on their part.
Like champions losing, I'm not the biggest fan of, and literally your whole champion tag team lost. But I guess it is what it is. Cesaro and Sheamus, they're due for their rematch. They'll get it. Now, will it be at WrestleMania? I think it'll be at Fastlane. And I don't know what's going to happen at WrestleMania for them yet.
Like I predicted the multi-tag team matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we had the Neville and Swan promo that we were talking about. Neville basically calling him king, and now he got the title to prove it. Then Swan came out and they went at it.
Yeah.
And that's all it really was. It looks like Swan will get his rematch. Swan did come out a little ferocious.
I really don't like Swan's promos.
No, neither do I.
Yeah, I don't like it. I thought it was, plain, generic. I really did not like it. I love Neville right now. He is red hot. And I think he will, take this division by storm.
Man, I don't know who. The character building in the 205 Live division has really been weak. Because Neville is the greatest thing on there, and then even their faces. Once again, Cedric Alexander got almost a comedy act when he had the Alicia Fox situation. Mm-hmm. The whole Noam Dar's Alicia Fox. I wasn't feeling that. Rich Swann, he's a very comedy gimmick. You know what I mean? He's dancing and coming around smiling all the time. And then
he even came out smiling.
Yeah, which I don't like. You just lost your championship. Why are you smiling? Mm-hmm. TJ Perkins got the whole gamer gimmick. Like, make these guys real people. Yeah. Neville is a real person.
Yeah.
Tony Nese is a real person. Brian Kendrick, I like the storyline. He's a real person. Drew Gulak. All these people are... The best people in your division are the people that are real. You know what I mean? That's why you had the title on Kendrick. That's why you got the title on Neville. That's why Neville is one of the hottest things in WWE, because he is a real person. Yeah. And he shows that frustration. And man, is he becoming a great promo. Mm-hmm. I didn't think he was going to be that good.
Yeah. I don't think anybody did.
Yeah, so ups to Neville, man. Then we had the Owens vs. Braun match happening.
That I thought was so cool because I saw Kevin Owens. They made Kevin Owens look very strong. They had Kevin Owens knock down Braun Strowman, and that's a lot.
That's it. Yeah,
that's a lot. The guy's a monster. So having him actually knock down Braun Strowman, giving Braun Strowman a fight was really cool. I think the Roman Reigns interference was very expected. I don't think anybody did not expect that, but it was a really good showing for Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman.
Definitely. My favorite moment was the very beginning when Strowman, just like a badass, walks up to Chris Jericho, choke slams him, just walks right back to it. Does it like the way he does it? He just, his big ass just walking back to the ring, like he just like it was nothing.
Yeah,
it was great, and you could see Owens' look on his face, and it was hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's almost like, why don't anybody else really think of that? Because Jericho was out of the equation.
Yep.
And now you had Owens trying to figure out how to beat the Beast, and luckily he had Roman save him. And I did like how Roman didn't ignore Kevin Owens, and he hit him with a spear as well.
Exactly.
And Roman Reigns wasn't smiling or anything. He looked like the badass he's supposed to be. Are they going to turn him heel? I don't know yet. Strowman's way more over than Roman is. He's way more over as a face than Roman is. Yes. And that's crazy because he's a heel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And Roman, what I like, I think Corey Graves said out in commentary. Corey said how Braun Strowman got up so quick because he literally got up.
Yeah. That's what made it so cool. Also, because Roman hits Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman's already up. So it's showing that it's going to take more than just a few spears to take down Braun Strowman,
which is great.
Yeah,
because that's the beast that they're trying to portray him to be. Now at Fastlane, because I assume this match is going to Fastlane.
Yeah. I'm pretty
How
sure.
the hell are they going to do this? Because both of them can't afford an L. Because it'll hurt both of their... You can't have Roman Reigns going to the Undertaker storyline with an L. Granted, that's the storyline I think they're going with. And you can't have Strowman going to any storyline with an L because he's supposed to be this big monster. And if he loses, I see it more at WrestleMania than now.
Yeah, if we're thinking of Roman versus Undertaker at Mania, I'm pretty sure we'll see... interference by Undertaker. He's done it before against Brock. I think it can be done now, but Roman Reigns needs to go heel.
He needs to go heel.
There's no reason why Roman Reigns should be face Undertaker. Because Undertaker's not going to go heel. He's too old in the company to go go heel.
He couldn't go heel if he tried. He hit Lesnar with a low blow and still wasn't heel. But what I see is a perfect chance to turn Reigns heel.
Yep.
Because really, I think they expected that reaction from the crowd when they put him number 30 at the Royal Rumble.
Exactly.
So if maybe in my mind, I imagine that, hey, WWE knows that they don't like Roman Reigns. Let's have him ruin the Rumble, like on purpose. And then the crowd hates him even more, and then that's the perfect opportunity to turn him. Then, after he lost his championship match, again, he can't get the job done. Why not turn him heel now? Yeah. So I hope in WWE's mind that's what they're seeing. Most likely, they're not. But because it's WWE, they never do. But I hope that match has something to it at Fastlane and neither of them lose because I would hate that.
Yeah.
Or Reigns could take the L if Undertaker interferes. So that would be okay. After that, we had the next beast come in, and it was Brock Lesnar, who didn't talk at all, like always, which I'm kind of getting tired of. But Paul Heyman cut the promo, and I like the direction of the promo where he said every legend has their butt, saying how Kurt Angle has their butt, Brock Lesnar, The Rock has their butt, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, etc., etc., etc. And then he said, and then Brock Lesnar has his butt, and it's Goldberg.
Yeah. And
basically Goldberg got the one up on him, and then Paul Heyman said how he hates that exception, he hates that butt. Pause. So I like the way they took the direction of that promo, and then they pointed at the sign and they said, "We challenge you at WrestleMania." Yet to be announced that Goldberg is gonna accept it. He will. Yeah. Want to know how Goldberg does that? Does he try to put any stipulation on the line?
Yeah, what's making me upset is Goldberg has 2 more matches. Why don't they just use the Brock Lesnar and Goldberg match for Fastlane, and then give Goldberg and Brock Lesnar somebody else on WrestleMania?
The way I see that, bro, is that Goldberg and Lesnar are 2 difficult people to book because most likely the person against them isn't getting a win. So what I would say is to put it at WrestleMania, could you kind of cross both of them off of your list? And if you want that big rematch, because whether you like it or not, the second one at what was Survivor Series, was it? Mm-hmm. Survivor Series had everybody talking. It had people coming up to me knowing I'm a wrestling fan saying, yo, what happened to Brock Lesnar? Mm-hmm. Yo, Goldberg came back, like, for real? So why not put that on the biggest stage?
But then again, you have in Survivor Series, Goldberg beats Brock Lesnar in a short time. Then at Royal Rumble, they meet, and Goldberg eliminates Brock Lesnar in short time. So do you really want to see another match like this? Do you think that's going to draw people for WrestleMania? What makes Brock Lesnar different from WrestleMania at WrestleMania than he was at Survivor Series and Royal Rumble?
They said at Survivor Series he had broken ribs, so that's why he couldn't take any more damage. They played that angle. Royal Rumble, no real excuse, but still, I think Lesnar is going to squash Goldberg. I think it's going to be a quick match. I literally think it's not going to go longer than 3 minutes.
I don't want to see it be a short match, but if that's what's to happen, I think, yeah.
I don't want to see Brock Lesnar on the Mania card fighting anybody else, because I don't want anybody else pushes to be hindered.
To be honest, I wouldn't mind watching Brock and Roman again. I wouldn't mind watching Goldberg versus Roman either. I think. But
the thing is, after this Goldberg and Lesnar match, you're gonna have to build Lesnar a little more. Maybe not, because I think he will have a decisively good victory over Goldberg. So maybe that would bring him up alone.
Yep.
But I just don't see Brock Lesnar winning another match and losing his neck. You know what I mean? That's too many losses.
Well, we'll get to it. You know what? I'll wait
until... I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
We'll wait on that thought. Let's speed through these next ones. We had Banks versus Nia. It was a botch ending. Squash match for real.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Disappointing ending as well. The bell rang out of nowhere. The referee didn't even call it off. Then the referee called it off after the bell rang. Bayley came out. Just a whole weird situation.
You know,
what happened before though was Bayley and Sasha. I think, what did Sasha say?
That she doesn't. Nobody's gonna keep her from. To be honest. Oh man,
it's gonna kill me. But man, she basically threw a shot at Bayley.
Okay. No. Yeah. It was unlike some people. I'm not okay with coming up short.
There you go. That's what she said. So, like I said last podcast, if you guys were following, Sasha turns heel. And I would love that. I would love that. Nothing more than what I would love. Because that's her gimmick. People are going to cheer for her still. But even when she was in NXT, she was the best heel in the whole company. Mm-hmm. She made a 7-8-year-old, however Izzy is, she made her cry.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you she was crying, and that was great to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was really good.
But, man, that was real heel shit. Like, I like that.
Yeah, and I think I've been predicting it. I think Sasha Banks versus Bayley will happen at Mania. I think it's one of the best matches possible. I think that's going to be the match that can steal the show if happening at Mania. Mm-hmm. I think this Nia Jax loss does build up to that storyline where, you know, Nia Jax can win and Sasha Banks can lose, but it would build for Bayley versus Sasha.
What if they switch up the plans, man, and do Banks versus Bayley at Mania and then Charlotte versus Nia at Mania?
You can keep it like that, but I think Bayley is going to be champion.
I don't think so.
I really
I think she wins it at Mania.
So then it can't be Charlotte versus Nia.
Yeah. I was thinking if Charlotte kept her championship, and they both battled it out for the main one. Because Charlotte, I would want Charlotte to get that W, and she'll look incredibly strong if she beat Nia.
Yeah.
So that'd be great for her too. But the next match we got Rusev and Jinder Mahal versus Enzo and Cass. I don't want to talk about this. It was a tornado tag, which I'm glad we've seen a tornado tag. I feel like I haven't seen one of those in a very long time.
I'm glad this rivalry is over. They said it was over.
Who said it was over?
Corey Graves did.
Thank God.
Yeah, because this is annoying. It's, you know, it's corny. I really don't like seeing it anymore. It's, you know, the whole jabs at Lana thing is very untasteful. So I think that it should just that should be it, and we'll never hear from it again.
The best thing I got from this whole feud literally happened that day. on Raw, and Enzo said, all those veins on Jinder Mahal, you look like a roadmap, and your career is still going nowhere. I got a kick out of that one. But wow, Jinder Mahal is looking brolic. We'll see him next on the suspension list. And then for our main event, they really had the Rusev-Enzo match before the main event.
Yeah.
And then, well, it wasn't even, that was the last match on the card.
Yeah.
Then we had the Triple H promo. Thankfully, man. Saved the show for me. Saved the show. Triple H came out finally. Cut his promo. Oh,
great promo.
Beautiful promo.
Yeah, beautiful promo.
Talking about the day, I built Seth Rollins up. I seen him in NXT. I knew he was a star. And look what I gave him. I gave him a title opportunity. I gave him reigns. I gave him treasures. I gave him this. And then he said the day he got injured, the day he handled the title back, he handed back everything. I thought that was beautiful. And then Triple H said, I was busy creating, and you got me in my creating phase, and I was trying to create another you, and you interrupted that. So now it's time to meet your destroyer. And he made a little flash to NXT talking about how he was looking for a creator. And then he said, today you're going to meet your destroyer. Took off his jacket. Triple H is a brolic guy. Seth Rollins came down. Seth Rollins took way too long to come out.
Yeah, I think Seth Rollins should have ran down.
I understand letting Triple H get his promo off because we've been dying to hear from him. But you think logically, Seth Rollins would... I've been waiting for this guy. Let me get down the ring. You know what I mean? He wasn't even... It looked like he was in no rush. But, and then what happened, AJ? Seth Rollins' music came out and he was walking down.
Samoa freaking Joe. Oh, my God.
It happened.
It happened.
It really happened. So Samoa Joe came out, put a slaughter on Rollins. Thankfully.
Yeah.
God, Samoa looked like a badass. I liked the whole, I was busy trying to find another Seth Rollins, and Samoa Joe came out. It played really good, because was I looking forward to a Seth Rollins Triple H match? A little bit.
No, I was really looking forward to it. I was looking forward to it.
But am I looking forward to a Rollins Samoa Joe match more? The answer is yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be great.
But then again, when you think about it, that's Fastlane.
No, it would not be Fastlane.
Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins would not
Guarantee
be Fastlane.
It won't be Fastlane.
It's going to be Fastlane.
You think it's going to be Fastlane?
It's going to be Fastlane.
Disagree
They
with
need
that.
somebody. They need to show off.
So who does Seth Rollins have at Mania?
Triple H.
So that means he'll beat Samoa Joe.
Nah, not even.
He's going to lose to Samoa Joe and face Triple H?
I think, I think Seth Rollins will be attacked by Triple H. And then we have Samoa Joe. See, this is where I'm stuck. Because Brock Lesnar and Goldberg could have happened at Fastlane. Then you have Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. Somebody like Samoa Joe should get a win over Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That would have been a great match. And I think a lot of people, as wrestling fans, would love to see that. I know, granted, Samoa Joe does not have the exposure unless people buy NXT and the WWE network.
He also does have the fans from TNA, though.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that would have been a really good match. Samoa Joe is right now what he's looking like is a monster, and the thing is, it's February 1st.
Yes,
February 1st right now. And we just got notified. Samoa Joe injured fucking Seth Rollins. He injured Seth fucking
literally
Rollins.
10 minutes before we went on air, we just got that notification. There was no details on it, though.
Yeah, there's no details on it.
So as far as we know, as of February 1st, no details on Seth Rollins' injury. Let's hope he gets better. Let's hope he is clear for Fastlane. He doesn't have to wrestle till Fastlane. I'm fine. He doesn't even have to wrestle at Fastlane. Just hope he's cleared for Mania. Maybe it's a kayfabe injury, but kayfabe is dead. Now, the question to me is, if they do have it at Mania, who's getting the win?
If they have
Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins.
Samoa Joe.
He gets the win.
Samoa Joe needs the win.
He needs
he needs the win. That there's no doubt about it.
It puts him right into the main event scene.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be perfect. And
Seth Rollins was a former WWE champion. It would push Samoa Joe off the roof.
It really will.
Yep.
And it will solidify him as that main eventer. And I just hope it's clean. Because clean wins matter to me. That was the end of the Raw show. Ended great. Started good. It's really... I think really the only thing holding this whole brand up is the main eventers. And they don't got too many of them. So that's what's kind of killing the Raw for me. As overall, what you thought of the show real quick?
It was all right. I think the ending made the show a lot better. But all in all, it was all right. I'm not, it's not like something I would watch over again.
Which is hard, to be honest, because a lot of times I'm watching Raw and I keep tuning out and I keep going on my phone and, oh man, I'll just do my homework assignment during Raw, because that's really what it is at times. SmackDown, on the other hand, which we'll get to, is usually the enticing show. It's quicker. It's the storylines always progress, and you're always looking to see where everything's gonna go next.
Yes.
So for SmackDown, we started off with Styles wanting the rematch. It was backstage. They were looking at the footage of Cena and Styles the 2 nights before at Mania Rumble, and Styles said he wants a rematch, and he doesn't want it at the Raw Rumble, the Elimination Chamber. He wanted a one-on-one. I like how he clarified the one-on-one, because a lot of times they'll throw him in a triple threat match or something stupid like that. And then Ambrose came out. I found it funny because
Shane announced the participators in the Elimination Chamber match, which I think is amazing. I do think that's amazing.
All of them, great.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the people say SmackDown don't have enough people. The credibility on everybody on their roster, you're almost like, wow, I can't see them getting pinned. I can't see them getting pinned. I can't see, you know what I mean? But so it's going to be very interesting to see how it pans out, know. But I like Shane McMahon was naming everybody. He said Corbin. He said AJ, Cena, Miz, and then he said Dean, and Dean walked in. He was like, "Oh, I'm in. All right, cool, I'm out." And then Ambrose basically he was like, "Hey, Styles, you never got you. I still. What he said.
Remember when that weasel?
Oh yeah. He mentioned when James Ellsworth knocked him off the ladder, and he said he feel like he still got something left for him. So now AJ Styles, IC feud, is that Mania? Because SmackDown looks like
AJ Styles won last night.
Oh yeah, and he did win the match last night.
Yeah.
So do you see? I think that might be a Mania match.
Yeah, I don't want to see AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose again. That is
keyword is again.
Yeah. We had that whole program pretty much for most of the brand split. Why do we really need to see it again?
Agreed. But I just want that title on AJ Styles.
Yeah.
So that would
give AJ Styles the title. Yeah.
That would put me on. Then we had the Cena promo to start off the actual show, and then
it was weird. He did a generic promo.
Yeah, but he did what I like is he put AJ Styles back over.
Yeah,
and he basically said, "You know what? You're not the man from Atlanta. You're a man who gave me competition and made me basically work my ass off." So I like that a lot.
Then
I had something of Meltzer report. I don't know why I wrote. Oh, because Meltzer reported that the Mania opponent for Cena is not good.
Yeah.
So
it's most likely no good.
I was basically trying to not predict, but trying to fantasy book Samoa Joe coming out at Elimination Chamber. That clearly isn't gonna happen. So what could be not good? Now you said who it was that you think Meltzer is probably talking about not good.
I think maybe it might be Randy Orton.
No. You said Baron Corbin.
Yeah, was it Baron Corbin or was it The Miz?
No, you said Baron Corbin. I'm talking about what you said to me. You said Baron Corbin. So Cena versus Corbin match.
I thought it would be good. I think that would be good. I even think The Miz versus Cena would be really good. The Miz, he is red hot too, just like Neville.
And Corbin.
And Corbin. So I think they're both really good competitors, and I think that can, for Cena, Cena's been, great with new talent right now. I think Cena can do good for both of them. Yeah. I mean, The Miz is not new, but I think, The Miz's new character is, new.
It's fresh.
I think it
Since
could
he got
work.
Maurice, he's been red hot.
Yeah.
Corbin and Cena, if Corbin could get the victory, man, I would not hate on that match at all.
Yeah, it's just, do you really want to put the... Oh, well.
It's not for the title.
Yeah, not for
it
the
would
title.
not be for the title.
Not for the title, so yeah.
But we had Wyatt come out during Cena's promo, and this is what I liked. Wyatt came out with Orton. I like how Randy Orton is really actually forming into a Wyatt character. The way he did his promo, he did it nice and slow. And he did it very Wyatt-like. He didn't go into the fairy tales and myths and legends and run.
Yeah.
He didn't do all that. But, he did his thing.
Yeah.
And they eventually announced a Cena-Orton match at next week on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good indication that we're not getting that at Mania. I think that's a very good sign.
Yeah.
But that did lead into a match to start off the show, 6-man tag team match.
No, it's not 6 man.
Oh, no, it's just
a tag team match with Luke Harper and Cena and Bray Wyatt versus Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton.
Yeah, because Wyatt and Orton went down to the ring, and then the lights went out. It did the whole Wyatt split, the whole sound effect and everything. And then Harper was right behind him. So that led to the tag team match. And Wyatt and Harper didn't go at it at all until the very, very ending. And it was still kind of... I kind of like that Harper was almost afraid to even touch him, and his problem was with Randy and not Wyatt.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And then he did try going for the Sister Abigail again, which I love it. I love that he's teasing that. Because I feel like, I don't know, maybe he could be thrown into that main event and have like a triple threat for the championship at Mania.
That would be cool.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. And just, man, Harper. I just think of Harper in a main event match. I love Harper. And the day he connects with that Sister Abigail, because I like that they're teasing it now, because once he connects, it's going to be something big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be a symbol. So I like the Harper tension so far.
Because I was thinking maybe Harper shows up at Elimination Chamber and that's when he actually hits it.
But I think Wyatt is going to win that match.
You never know. There's 6 other superstars that can get it also.
I don't know.
Because I think that can lead to a Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper match at Mania, and Randy Orton, maybe AJ Styles match.
See, the thing with me is the only reason I had a little less of a problem with Randy winning is because I was hoping it was going to be against Wyatt.
Yeah.
So if he faces just
But do you really want to see that end?
Who said it has to end? What if they play the whole story off as just not really ending just as a match? I don't see it happening either, but if they create a cool way,
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to fantasy book anything. That's their job, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if they could think of a creative way, if one of the people in the writing team could just think of one cool idea, I don't know. But the next match ended up to be Carmella versus Delilah Dawson, the blue thing, as JBL referred to her, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
And James Ellsworth announced her dressed in that terrible outfit he tried on last week. Well, it didn't look good. It was not fun to watch anything. But what's interesting here, or I thought almost shocking, that James Ellsworth thing
pulled that girl's leg, and she fell flat on her face. I didn't think that was
ever gonna happen.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I looked at that and I was like, well, did this guy just assault a female?
Yeah.
Like, do we put that on WWE right now? Like, is that supposed to be on TV? Like, I understand, other places women are having, intergender matches, but still, I don't think that was supposed to happen. I thought maybe he was supposed to just, hold the leg and she,
try to run away
like
from
trips and falls, but that looked like he just grabbed her leg and went.
Yeah, I didn't find it cool.
Yeah,
because you're hitting a girl to help another girl win. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
and I mean, I'm not trying to be a hoe standing for feminism or anything like that. Like, it's not the right thing to do, especially in WWE now, which it kind of is always shies away from that.
Yeah.
Last time we had something even close to that, Roman Reigns speared Stephanie, and that was an accident. Mm-hmm. Granted, I would have loved Roman Reigns to spear Stephanie intentionally, because fucking Stephanie needs to get speared 20 times. Mm-hmm. But for a little a little jobber match, I don't think you had to do that. But that also shows that SmackDown got the edge. Like, more edge as in they're more risky. Which WWE needs at this point. But then, the blue thing.
And then the next match, Kalisto and Dolph Ziggler.
The third match of the series.
Yeah. Do they not like Kalisto? Because this match was it was horrible. Dolph Ziggler just beat the crap out of Kalisto. I do like that they're going to go into a feud with Apollo Crews and Dolph Ziggler. Apollo Crews is a very good wrestler, and Dolph Ziggler is a very good wrestler. I think the heel Dolph Ziggler we have now, it could be something, but putting him against Kalisto, where nobody cares about Kalisto, it's kind of hard to invest in him as a heel character because not really anybody is booing him. They're cheering him for beating the crap out of Kalisto. And the same thing with Apollo Crews, but I think this is gonna bring Apollo Crews to everybody's gonna take Apollo Crews seriously.
His smile has been going away.
Yeah, exactly.
That helps.
And I like that Apollo Crews actually came out and attacked Dolph Ziggler.
Then tried to just save Kalisto, put his hand out or whatever.
Yeah.
And Dolph Ziggler got his ass beat when he attacked him. Correct?
No, he ran away.
That's what I'm saying. He ran away. That's what I meant. Yeah. He was basically running away from action, so that was good too. No more Kalisto versus Ziggler, please. I think it was more to just solidify Ziggler, and they couldn't use a jobber, and they couldn't really afford to use anybody else on the roster.
Yeah.
So I understand. But then after that, we had Naomi, Becky, and
versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James.
Yes.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, Naomi gets the win again.
Only thing I really recall was once again the finish, and Naomi did a cool springboard backflip off the top rope. Yeah. She jumped onto the top rope. Did it then. Cool move. Naomi's attire was fire. She looks good. It was announced right after on Talking Smack that she will get the title shot at Fastlane.
Yeah.
So, good for her. I think they could put on a show. I really like Naomi in the ring. I like Alexa Bliss in the ring. Get Becky away from that title scene for a little while. That helps. After that, we had Alpha, which this is what I like. American Alpha had the backstage promo, which they really did great in NXT with those backstage promos. That's where they basically formed. They literally did all that formation of that group backstage. Yeah. And then I remember you could see the evolution where Gable would do that Ready, Willing, Gable, and Jordan would just look at him like, piss off, man. And then it kind of formed into Ready, Willing, and Gable. You know what I mean? It turned into that. So it was dope. And basically in the promo, they called out, they said, hey, we're here for a month in the back area waiting for competition. We're not getting any competition. We want to see everybody come for us. That's how the champions. And they basically said they're going to do an open challenge.
And then right after... Who was the first team that came out?
First team was the Usos.
Oh, it was the Usos.
Then it was Ascension. But me and EJ were hoping. I told him, I was like, yo, before the show even started, I was like, yo, the Revival is going to come out today. And then as soon as they said open challenge, I was like, bro, I told you. Give me my credit. And then everybody came out except the Revival. Disappointing. The commercial breaks was...
That was just ridiculous. Please don't put commercial breaks in the middle of something that's going to happen. That I didn't understand. It wasn't a match, so why would you put a commercial break in between it?
It was literally a brawl.
Yeah, it was a brawl,
and they interrupted it.
Yeah, it literally needed no commercial. It was kind of stupid, and I didn't like it at all. I guess it makes for the elimination chamber for the tag teams, but
that's not doing much for me because their tag teams suck right now. Yeah, Usos are creditable. Fandango and Breeze could be something if they didn't dress them as freaking...
Fashion police.
Yeah. Yeah. They not doing too good with them dressing. Ascension, they need to build back up.
The next Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yeah. Talk about how you want Tyler Breeze to get a solo push.
No, I'm a very big fan of Tyler Breeze. I liked his work in NXT, and I think he should be pushed better.
More than what he is.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know, man. Usos are the only team I could see coming for Alpha, and I don't know, did they ever have their blow off? Because you remember how they injured Gable?
Yeah, no, they had their blow off. I forgot when it was.
I don't even recall.
They had their blow off. Yeah,
I honestly don't recall that.
Yeah,
but yeah, this tag team division is very weak. Needs to be fixed, and they just got to rebuild all of them slowly. So I don't know how they're gonna do that, but they have to. Then we have...
I like the Ascension's new look.
I do too.
Yeah, it looks really cool. They look vicious.
Badass.
Yeah, and I think, coming in the coming months, I think they will get the push that they need. But let's see.
After that, we had Nikki Bella and the little Natty promo. This is what I found ridiculous. Is before you had Daniel Bryan on the phone with, I guess he said it was Brie Bella, and he basically said he found a way to end the whole Natty and Nikki feud. And my man's solution was a match.
Yeah.
That's crazy that wrestlers could blow off their feud in a match. Why didn't they have a match already? he said it like it was revolutionary. He was like, no, I think I really found a good way to finish this off.
And my thing was, Natty came out with 2 security guards.
Two future NXT stars.
Why is she coming out with security guards if she's a wrestler?
She's wrestling. She's the one that attacks Nikki. It's
exactly.
Really, this whole feud is trash.
Yeah.
Stop it now.
Hopefully it comes to an end in
Fastlane. I hope so. Just you're never gonna build Natty. She's never gonna be anything. I'm sorry. I like her in the ring, but if you're not gonna push her, don't try and just give her another L. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Then we had the main event: Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles with Miz on commentary. And
amazing match, man. They do put on good work together, and I would never shut that down. I wouldn't want to see it as a feud going into any pay-per-views, but they put on such good work. And then the thing with the Miz added some great commentary to the team.
That's what I was gonna say, man. Miz commentary. I was talking to EJ while we were watching it, and I said, if this man doesn't pick up a job after he retires, I'm going to be sad, because this man is a great heel commentator. He's better than everything they got besides Morrow.
Mm-hmm. And then Baron Corbin comes out.
Goes straight to the commentary team.
He goes straight to the commentary team. And the way this guy sounds, I like this. He sounds humble. He's like, these guys are really good. I want to, he's looking at the golden prize.
Hungry.
He reminds me of the kid that he's putting his posters of wrestlers on his room wall, and he's like, that's what I'm aiming for. That's what I felt when I heard Baron Corbin.
And what I like that he said commentating, because this is the thing that matters. Commentating matters, and that's storyline building. Mm-hmm. And Baron Corbin, Miz was talking, this is not, trying to downplay the wrestlers, and Baron Corbin is a heel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Baron Corbin said, you know what? These are my competition right now. I'm not too worried about.
Yeah.
And then Miz eventually kept running his mouth, and Baron Corbin was like, all right, I'm done with this. Mm-hmm. And he tried to attack Miz.
Yeah.
And basically, Dean Ambrose got distracted by them attacking, so he took care of them outside, came back inside, took Styles Clash from AJ, match over. And then what I like is Miz laid out Dean, and Baron laid out Miz. Mm-hmm. So, did he lay out Dean as well? No, he just laid out. I feel like
he laid out Dean also. Yeah, and then he had a little spat with AJ Styles that he was already up the ramp. But Baron Corbin is looking very strong.
Badass Baron Corbin.
Yeah. And I'm liking what Baron Corbin's putting out right now. He his talking smack stuff is really good. I think he'll be a big star when, coming into the going into the years of his wrestling career.
Agreed.
Yep.
Definitely agreed. Mm-hmm. That's the end of SmackDown, and that's basically, we're gonna just wrap it up. And what show you thought was better?
Oh, SmackDown. SmackDown, hands down. Yeah.
SmackDown.
I did like the match with. I mean, not the match. The appearance of Samoa Joe. On
it wasn't
Raw,
enough though.
But that wasn't enough. Yeah.
Man, it's really that hour really hurts Raw, and that's really what it is. Because if you would have just had, but your main things would have been the Braun Samoa Joe storyline. Mm-hmm. Brock Lesnar coming out. That was all good, but there's too much in between. Yeah. That Enzo and Cass match. There was really the only filler on this show was the freaking that tag team scuffle which that was the only thing I didn't like. But the thing is, SmackDown, every time you watch, storyline is progressing. Now we're like, we don't know if Styles is going to go for Dean. We don't know if he's going to get his rematch or where he's going to get his rematch. Baron Corbin's looked like a badass. Miz looks good. You know what I mean? All this is progressing. Even the tag team thing itself, you know, they're talking about getting a future matcher for the division. So everything is progressing. And I like how they always promote the match a week ahead. Exactly. That does a lot for me because that's looking into the future and not just waking up that day and, man, let's have Braun come out during the intro and let's have that match today. You know what I mean? I like that looking into the next week future because it gives you a reason to tune in. So I love that. I think I'll go with SmackDown too. But big ups on the Samoa Joe spot. Seth Rollins, hope you're not injured, man. Wish the best for you. Yep. Quick recovery, real quick recovery, because Lord knows we need you for WrestleMania. Yeah. We really do. Any final thoughts, EJ?
No, I mean, I will see what's going to happen next week.
Yeah. And I think we're going to do a format like this every time. We'll watch both Raw and SmackDown, just because Raw ends so late anyways. Yes. And the way we're going to do it is because me and EJ aren't always together. We just happen to have this whole week together, so it was just a great thing that we could do this podcast. But we had this idea for a long time, and eventually we will be together for each one. That's coming in like May-ish, you'll say?
May-ish, right? Yeah.
May-ish, definitely by September for sure. But we might do this over like, I don't know, I think we're going to get over like almost a phone call, but we'll record it in good quality, I promise. We're still trying to figure out all the kinks, but we will try our hardest to be back next week and give you a quality podcast, and I promise you it will happen. Yeah. So definitely get used to this. Kayfabe is Dead. You can find us everywhere on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube under the name AllOfTheAboveEnt. Second episode. I'm really digging this so far.
Yeah, I'm having fun doing this. So
it's only progressing from here, and me and EJ are constantly plotting on how we're gonna do universe mode on WWE 2K17. Yeah. So definitely, guys, if you like gaming and you like WWE specifically,
keep an eye out.
Those are gonna be great, and we're gonna show WWE how to book a storyline.
yeah, so
definitely. Be on the lookout, guys. And continue the support because we got a good amount of plays on our first one. So thank you a lot. So with all that being said, guys, we're out.